What's up, everybody? Reed Wallach from Fanside here, joined today by NFL draft prospect Tanor Bortolini. Tanor, an offensive lineman from the University of Wisconsin, one of the most unique draft prospects in this cycle. A sub-5 40-yard dash at the combine, despite being an offensive lineman. Me and Tanor, we have a few things in common, one of them being the University of Wisconsin, not that we each run a sub-5 40-yard dash. Tanor, thanks for the time, man. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And I want to talk about Wisconsin, offensive line U pretty much. You know, the first round prospects, NFL talent littered across the Badgers of past several decades, honestly. You're from Wisconsin. You know, you didn't necessarily grow up as an offensive lineman. Was this always the dream, though, to go play football for the Badgers?
I think growing up in Wisconsin, watching, all those teams, all those great offensive linemen throughout the years, definitely doesn't hurt, especially the rich history of guys they have churning out for the NFL. So when I got offered here, I met all the players, met the coaching staff, fell in love with the place, and obviously it's a great place to go play offensive line. There's really not many better in the country, so made it a really easy decision for me.
And then you play, I know Wisconsin, they were going through a transition last year, more of like an air raid offense, but usually, most of your time there is more bully ball, smash mouth football, run first offense. Do you think, though, your experience last year playing in a more, I would say, more NFL suited offense, do you think that helped prepare you for the leap to the next level?
Absolutely. I think the best part about it is that you get experience and film at doing both things, and it showcases you can run two very different styles of offense. And I think, experience only helps. So being able to run two very different offenses, get comfortable doing that, and getting comfortable with the differences in technique, styles, offensive philosophies, I think is really beneficial and it's going to really help in this transition.
Definitely. And you play center this year, but I mean, throughout your time at Wisconsin, you pretty much played all across the offensive line. Talk me through that. Is that maybe something you're talking about with the coach at the next level? Do you think you can maybe kick out to left tackle? Could you maybe stay at center, play on the interior? What's it like playing different positions in college, and then also thinking about the next level and what position you're going to play?
It's huge, and I think teams love that. And the best part about it is that if you're not the starter day one, they're going to expect you to be able to play two, three spots. I have experience doing all that. So I think, going into these meetings, it's something teams have brought up a lot that the versatility is huge and that we feel confident that even if you're not the guy day one, you can back up two, three different spots, and then you give yourself more opportunities to get on the field and get out there and play. And I think that's the best part about it. And it really couldn't appreciate more that Wisconsin has given me the opportunity to do that.
Do you have a favorite position though? Is there one that you really thought that you were maybe better at the most, or you like everybody wins? You like to play just whatever you want to be on the field.
I just love playing, honestly. So whatever gets me on the field fastest will be my favorite. But it really doesn't matter to me. I think every little position has unique things to it that I really enjoy about it. Guard, you get to pull, center, you get to make all the calls, tackle, you're on the edge. It's just a little different style to each spot. But I love playing every single one of them. But honestly, whatever gets me out there faster is the one I want to play.
I love that. And like I said, you're a unique offensive lineman prospect. You 4.9, 440 at the combine, the fastest three cone drill since Jason Kelsey did it. You had a relative athletic score of 9.97, which is out of 10. So that's pretty good. For an offensive lineman, though, being that unique, first talk me through maybe like how did like for an offensive lineman, you usually aren't running so fast. How did you, I guess, stay so versatile and so athletic? And then again, is that something you're talking about with the teams? Like, look at how athletic I am. I'm more of a weapon than just your usual pulling guard or your center who's going to be lining up and pushing the defensive lineman back.
Absolutely. I think playing small school sports definitely helped, and I think it builds you better overall as an athlete. You get to do a variety of different motions, patterns, techniques, and I think that really helped build me into being an overall better athlete. And then in college, you stick to football, transition to lifting weights year round, and then playing. But I think that athleticism stayed with me, and then that's something that really showcased at the combine is that I feel confident doing a lot of different movements that maybe a lot of guys haven't done. Running is something I used to run in track a little bit, the throwers relay back in the day. So um, I think it was good to kind of be able to showcase that. And I think teams really recognize that, he can do a lot of different things. If we're running pin pull, different schemes that maybe not a lot of other players run or are great at, but I feel very confident in my ability to do a lot of reach blocks, get on edges quickly. And I think that speed's definitely something that teams are going to see out there.
were you expecting to run a sub 540 when you got to the 4-yard dash? Was that the goal, or did you even surprise yourself when you ran something so fast?
I was, it's kind of a little bit of both. So we never ran a full 40 in the pre-draft process, just because we don't want guys pulling hamstrings. So we only ran 20. So I mean, I had a good feeling. I wanted to hit under sub 5. That was my goal. I thought I would, but you never know. I mean, we hadn't run one, so it was like, all right, we'll trial by fire. We'll see what happens. And went out there, ran the first one sub 5. I was like, all right, perfect. Now, pressure's off. Now it's just run as fast as you can. And the next one was even better. So it was cool feeling to see. Obviously, he's a big guy. Not a lot of times you're running straight 40 yards down on the field, but definitely something fun to do, and really enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, and listen, you might be the new mold of offensive lineman. You might be breaking the mold here, more athletic type of big men out there. The pre-draft process, though, we kind of went through the combine, a little bit of that, going from team to team, speaking with different coaches. How's that experience been like for you? Any good stories you could tell us from on the road? Some of the training stories and interview stories. Just anything about the pre-draft process.
So I don't have any too crazy interview stories. Talking to some of the guys, they got asked some insane questions like how many basketballs can you fit on a school bus? I don't know. I don't know how that translates to football at all, but it's different. But I really enjoyed it. You get to meet a lot of really great people throughout the whole process and learn a lot of different offenses. You're always installing a player to it, and then they'll have you try to teach it back to them. So got to learn a little bit from every team in the NFL, what they like to run, what their beliefs are, and that's been really cool.
And so you're going to be drafted, you're going to sign with a team. Fans are going to look you up. They're going to go to Google, they're going to go to YouTube, and they're going to say, okay, let's learn a little bit more about Tanor. What is one thing you want the fan base you're about to join or the team you're about to join? What do they want them to know about you, the player, the person, anything about you? This is kind of like your elevator pitch to the fan base you're going to be joining soon.
I think just your typical Wisconsin guy. Born and raised in Wisconsin, played out Wisconsin, blue collar. We're gonna work hard, day in, day out, just consistent and persistent. And just being that same guy every day, because then you can get 1% better. And if you get 1% better, eventually you're gonna be a lot better. But it's just really grinding away to get that 1% better every day. That's who I'm gonna be day in, day out, consistent, and I think because of that, I'll be very successful. So we'll see.
No doubt about it. I have a few more Wisconsin-centric questions now because I'm a Wisconsin grad, so I'm so selfishly going to take over the interview here. Favorite bar in Wisconsin?
I am personally a big Wandos guy. Spent a lot of my time when I was younger there. Thoroughly enjoyed the scene there. A lot of fun. Had a lot of good times there.
Yeah, fish bowls for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Favorite cheese curd? Favorite restaurant, bar, whatever it is.
I think Dottie's has the best cheese curds, honestly. I think they got, I don't know when people, old fashioned, actually. I take that back. Old fashioned.
Old fashioned.
Old
That's at the
fashioned.
top of my list.
I take that back. Old fashioned actually has the best ones. They're very light, they're crispy, they're good. They're good.
And then from your time at Wisconsin, you were there for several years. What was your favorite game? Whether it was a home game that stood out, road game, big win, crazy game. What was your favorite Wisconsin game in your time there as a player?
I think this last one, going up to Minnesota, winning the Axe back, and typical Wisconsin run the ball down the field fashion. To be able to kind of have the same brand, even though we're running a different offense, but still being able to successfully run the ball, and just take it to them and just kind of know the whole game that it's in your hands, and we're just going to keep doing it over and over and over again. It was really great.
Yeah, Coach Fickle, they guys tried to install the air raid, but I think you guys found you went back to, old reliable as the season went on just a little bit longer. Tanor, best of luck with the rest of the next week or so, the NFL draft, everything ahead of you. You're going to be a great prospect. So I appreciate the time and best of luck with everything.
Appreciate it, Reed. Thanks for having me on.